All right. Good morning, seventh graders. All right. So today is day 6A and it's January 3rd, 2022. I know it's crazy. It's hard to believe it's 2022 and we're back in school. Go ahead as per our regular day and open your virtual notebook and go ahead and click on that tab for the daily grammar warm up. And we'll take our normal 5 minutes to get that completed and don't forget that you've shared and make sure that your notebook has been fully shared with me. I've been looking over your work. It's looking good so far. Remember, if you don't finish making these corrections in this first 5 minutes of class, then you can go ahead and finish that later. And I will be checking these at the end of each week as always. So I'm going to let you go ahead and work for 5 minutes, and I'm going to set that 5-minute timer so you know when to finish. So normally in this situation, I'll have that 5-minute timer set for the warm up, and they'll all know when that timer's done and time to wrap that up, and they can finish it later if they didn't. I will usually at the end of the week go back and look at different examples of their daily warm-ups, look for problems, places that I see a lot of the same patterns, and go over that with the class. In this case, maybe with the students that are not proficient, I may even have a small breakout room where I'll meet with them, maybe even that day if I really see somebody struggling, or at the end of the week, I'll collect all that data, see where we are, and have some small group work. Always making sure I kind of target in on those kids that I know are struggling and not proficient. All right, thank you for getting your work done on that daily warm up. And let's look at what today is going to cover. So we have a mini lesson today where you are going to be working on inferences and you're going to be drawing conclusions based on the text. So first of all, let's just watch a video to remember and warm up ourselves on what is an inference. We use them all the time. We use our inferencing skills a lot, but let's just look at this fun video from vocabulary and just remember, okay, what is inference? Okay, so here I would show the video of inference, and I would have the students, after we watch it, they'll chat and I can do a quick check in there, a quick formative. Let's see who's really remembering what inference is. They're in 7th grade. Most of them should be able to remember, but they have been out of school for a while. So I will be checking on everyone. I'll send some personal messages out to some of the kids that aren't answering, make sure they're on task, do a kind of a private check-in with them if I feel like they're not paying attention. So, okay, kids, all right, 7th graders, go ahead in the chat box if you could put inference in your own words. All right, I'm looking at my chat box. I'm seeing a lot of good stuff there. All right, yep, perfect, okay. All right, I like that, yes. I see that you've written that inference is understanding what someone is trying to tell you, and maybe they're not giving you the exact words, so go ahead and, as we usually do when we're talking about terms, go ahead and open up your tab in your virtual notebook and click on your glossary tab and add this definition for inference. So I'm going to give everybody about 2 minutes to do that, 2 or 3 minutes to type this inference definition, which is using what I already know and evidence from the text. I can figure out what an author is saying. So this is the I do portion of my lesson. I'm telling you what inference is. I've shown you the video, and then we're going to move into together as a class practicing some of that. All right, class. So together, I have shared this Google form, and we're going to do this one together. So I'm going to open this form, and we're all going to look at it together. I am going to read out loud the passage, and then we will answer this together. So go ahead and type your name on your Google form. And then I'm going to read out the passage. Pizza is served in many school cafeterias in the United States on a daily basis, but is actually still relatively new to the country. All right, so here I'm going to make sure I'm reading it out loud so they understand exactly what the activity is they're going to do later, but also for students that might not be on reading level, which there are some in this class. So we'll answer it together as a class. All right, guys, what is the central idea of the passage? All right, yep, okay, perfect. And you go ahead and click on that Google form. And this is what you will do also on your own Google form in just a minute with a different passage. Pizza was introduced to the US in the late 1800s and became popular after World War II. That is correct. What inference can be made about American soldiers in Italy during World War II? They only ate food provided by the military. They ate local food they were unfamiliar with. There were strict rules regarding their diets. So what can we know about this with the soldiers? So in this part, I would have the different kids giving answers, calling on them so that I make sure they're involved. Some of the kids that I know would know the answers as I would know my class. And then we would go ahead and go through this Google form and they would send it in to me. And that's something I can also look at again later just to make sure kids are focused and paying attention, even though I'm giving them the answer. All right, class. So that is correct. You have finished your Google form. I see everyone's turned in. Now, this is going to be the part that you're going to do once you log off from class today. And you will be working independently. And I will be, of course, checking this off in my grade book as a class participation grade for today and giving you feedback on your answers. So you will have a chance to go ahead and work independently. And I will see you tomorrow. Don't forget my office hours. If you have questions, we do have that ongoing project that we're working on. So make sure you spend some time working on that book talk. And if you need help with that, meet me in my office. Luther and Jaden, we are going to meet in breakout room 1. So as you can see, this would be a time that I would work with a couple of the lower students in a breakout room, and we may end up having to do that I do together until I think they're ready to really do it on their own. Other small groups I might end up having during that class would be a group of students I've seen that something else we're working on. Maybe we're working on a writing piece, so I'd pull them into small groups. Otherwise, that would be wrap up a quick mini reading lesson. And in terms of the skills and what they would do with those skills later on, that was a quick check-in on that skill of inferencing, and I would then be checking in their own readers' notebooks based on the book they're reading. What are they inferring? I'd be giving them prompts to write about, making inferences in their own independent reading, in their own independent reading books. So I would continue to look at that skill throughout the year because it is such a big one for readers and for 7th graders. Thank you for watching.